2, 1. We hot. We live. I'm back.
He's back. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Happy Monday.
Appreciate that. Happy Monday.
If you can tell, there's a little tension in the room. Jackie.
There's tension?
Is there not?
No, there's tension.
Jackie's had a tummy ache for the last 12 hours.
I'm telling you, it's them. Lacey bought some snack waffle food, and I believe that you got it out of the dog food aisle. It smells like dog food, and you know it smells like dog food. You let me eat 3 of them. And so now my stomach's messed up, and now you deal with the consequences.
It does smell like dog food. I don't know what to tell you. It does smell like dog food, but
And you told me it didn't at first.
I didn't smell this specific dog food smell when I first smelt it, but I did shortly after. But I got it. What? Oh.
What? Why is there dead flowers underneath the thing? What is that?
I threw them out there.
Oh, well, we're not getting our deposit back.
Anyways,
you on a roll.
I got them.
You on a roll.
I got them from the human food aisle. So I don't know.
I would go back and double check that.
I
really would. I want to know what store. I want to know what pet store you went to.
Can you imagine? Like, that would actually be a hilarious prank. Oh. Hold on.
There you go. Yep, watch them hands.
Was that sabotage?
No, but you. Oh, and by the way, you can obviously tell we have a different set.
Yeah, welcome to our new set. I don't want to hold this stand.
Okay.
So we're just gonna take it off.
Perfect. You chose to do that mid.
Yeah.
Starting episode.
Is this what I turn?
Yep.
Anyways, we have a new set. We moved to the bed.
It's more comfortable.
It is more comfortable, and we're trying to keep it exciting for you guys. But
and as you can tell, we're filming this before 8:00, so Starbucks isn't open yet.
Yep, that's true too.
Fellas, actually, excuse me, baby. Sorry.
Wait, I want to tell him about why there was tension.
Oh, okay.
He's been tooting a lot, and it's driving me crazy. Like it's like it's choking me. It smells so bad. Last night, I actually couldn't be in the room. And then, so right before I clicked record on the video, he went, I was about to say went to the restroom in your pants, but people are going to actually think you did. He farted. And I was like, for real? Would I have to come sit right next to you?
Why would people think that I did?
Because they don't know that I'm kidding when I say, like, you did it in your pants. I'm trying not to cuss. Anyways, go on. What were you saying?
It's completely unrelated to defecating on yourself.
Well, that's a nice word.
Fellas, do you ever? I was talking about Starbucks. Do y'all ever go get Starbucks for your woman or make coffee for your woman, and 2 hours goes by, 3 hours goes by, maybe 4 hours, and the cup of coffee is not drank, and it's still a half a cup, and then you ask the person, are they going to drink it?
This feels like an attack. I feel like we both just attacked each other.
We did. I was more asking a question on the lines of, does anybody, I wanted people to
just an innocent question.
I wanted people, because sometimes, it's like the easiest way to deal with trauma is to know that other people are dealing with it as well, because then you can work through it a little bit better. You feel like it's not only you.
Welcome to We Shouldn't Have a Podcast. My name is Lacey Cavalier Carmichael, and this is my co-host,
Jackie Carmichael.
And welcome to our bedroom. Happy May 1st. Happy Monday. We missed you on Friday a whole bunch.
It seemed like it. I watched the episode back. I listened to it when it dropped. So you
did.
You did a great job.
You're a loyal fan.
You held your own. I am.
Thank you. I didn't really...
The one of our 300 subscribers we got now.
Oh, shout out to our subscribers. That was a solid first week. thank you guys for watching and
Very
listening and
solid.
subscribing.
Yes.
We are always honored by views, but like subscribers, like you had to be intentional about that. You had to go click and you want to see more. So that means a lot to us. So thank you for doing that, and downloads.
And 300 whole people.
300 whole humans.
That's pretty crazy.
And I think our downloads were around there too.
Somewhere around that. Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you guys for listening, watching on whatever platform you're on. We really, really appreciate it. We're having so much fun doing this.
Yeah.
I know I've said that every single episode, but if you're not having fun doing it, why should you do it?
And then I wanted to give one more. Since we were reading off all of the things, and
we're giving shout outs.
no, not shout outs.
Are there any birthdays?
Analytics.
Oh.
36,000 views on YouTube
In 1 week.
in 1 week.
With a starting
So
from
whoever's
scratch.
watching and not subscribing, I'm watching you.
No, we really appreciate it. So thank you. And like I said, happy May 1st. I want to do a little challenge with you.
Okay.
So at the beginning of the year, I saw something somewhere where someone was like, on the first of every month, revisit your New Year's resolutions and see where you're at. See if you're on track. See if you need to get back on track. See what you're missing. See what you need to refocus on.
Yeah.
And this is the first year I've ever done that. I'm laughing because I've accomplished close to nothing on my list.
I was just thinking about. I was trying to see if I was trying to remember what I had said. And I think I remember, and I was not successful
No.
up to this point.
Well, that's the thing. We have a fresh start every month. I mean, really every day.
Yeah.
But it's fun to look at a number one on the calendar and feel fresh,
Yeah.
So I want to revisit those today. What was yours that you just thought of?
Mine was no more swearing, which I've failed epically at. And I think the other one was I think that was my main one.
You're so simple.
That was my main one.
Like, and just profound. Like,
And yeah.
that's how you accomplish things, by setting like a realistic goal and doing it. I had 18 or something like that.
And then it was, now I've been doing my 60-day cleanse. So that actually, minus the Malibu and rum, I'm on track for that.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I've got my handy dandy Whoop on now. I'm measuring stress levels.
I don't know what it is about you wearing something on your wrist. It's so sexy to me. I know. Like a watch, a fitness band, like pop off. King. I know. But the stress levels thing, talk about that, because it's annoying the heck out of me.
So Whoop, and if most of you guys don't know, Whoop is a company that came actually during the pandemic, the same time as people know about the Aura.
They were
ring.
around before that.
They were, but
They popped off in the pandemic.
They popped off in the pandemic because it can track your respiratory system as far as what your levels are, and it's all based upon algorithms, all these things. But they have a sponsor. They have a deal with the NFL, and it pretty much tracks, like, you're giving up all your data for free. That's first. So if you don't want to do that, then don't get this. But tracks your sleep. Now it tracks your stress. Tracks pretty much all daily activity, but it's really nice for athletes because
Your strain.
yeah, you're able to see how hard you're actually working out. They now have spandex. They used to just have armbands, but literally tracks how hard you're working within a workout, and then what time you need to go to sleep to recover fully for the next day, so on and so forth. So now they have a new stress monitor. So keep my stress levels low.
Yeah, every time I have something I need to say, he's checking his stress levels. It's driving me insane.
I love it. Let me check right now. Let me see how stressed I am.
Yeah, I want to see how stressed you were when I was removing the mic stand and talking about your farts. Sorry, your bubbles.
Right now, it's at a 2.4. It is high.
Nuh-uh.
What does that say?
Do you think it's me or it's them?
I don't know.
Dang. Well, no, we love the Whoop. I have a Whoop. I pay for my Whoop, but it is not on my wrist. It's ridiculous. It's at home in America. I need to put it on as soon as we get home. But
Correct.
y'all know, us females, it's like you want it on, obviously, but then you don't want it in every outfit, in every photo. Like they have different color waves and like stylish options. I'm just not like a sports band on the wrist all day long kind of girl. Like I like it part of the day.
They got sports bras
and
now.
while I sleep.
They got sports bras now.
They need to do a collab with Skims because
They need to do a collab with Wish App.
they do need to do it. Whoosh app? Come on.
Maybe.
Speaking of, guys, did you see the new sign? I mean, I'm kind of like cranking these out. The signage is crazy.
You're killing it.
I know y'all can't hear a new sign, but just trust me, it's gorgeous. I brought out my color pencils. It's kind of like a sage color. Not really. Like turquoise. Oh my god, aquamarine. That's what it is. So yesterday... Oh, wait. I didn't get to talk about mine. You didn't ask me about mine. My New Year's.
Oh, New Year's resolution. Go for it.
Oh, funny you should ask. I don't think that I'm anywhere near any of them. Not really, kind of. I put a bunch. Like, I put like a word and then I would circle it and then I would draw lines out from it, almost like a sun, and write things that contribute to it. That's the way my brain works. I told y'all this the other day. Like, it's like painting a picture while I speak. That's how I think.
That actually reminded me of something, but I'm not going to cut you off. So
What? No, go.
About the alphabet thing that we did.
Oh, tell me about that.
So, later last year, like towards the end of the year, me and Lacey were sitting at the house and we asked each other, like, I don't know how it came about, but we were asking each other, how do we see the alphabet? Like,
No, the calendar.
the calendar. Yes. How do we see the calendar in our head? Like, does it go just like January, February, March? Like, do you see it, or do you see it as like how do you
What
view
image?
Yeah, what image
do you picture in your head?
Do you picture? And both of ours, like we actually drew them, and they came out very, very, very opposite. But yours actually came out, I would say, the most interesting. Mine came out like a sideways Monopoly, a diagonal Monopoly board, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
January, February, and it was just very slanted.
Mm-hmm.
Yours came out like a centipede.
A sundial.
A sundial.
Yeah. We had all of our friends do it too, because I've always pictured the calendar so specifically. And when you say, like, hey, Lacey, what are you doing June, whatever, I have to think or, like, call on this picture in my head to count up the dates and picture what I'm doing. I mentally place events in these sundial, like, categories. Mm-hmm. And all sorts of things. I use it to count, like, you know how it's March is 3, whatever. Like, I know that I should just know those off the top of my head, but, like, I have to look at it in my mind and count up. And so I have a backwards sundial in my brain. Like, I go right to left.
I wish you could post a picture of it.
Maybe I will. I don't know if I have it, actually, but I could redraw it.
Yeah.
It's really weird, but it makes so much sense to me for some reason. And the weirdest part is that I'm pretty OCD about some things. Do you know what I mean? Like, I like straight lines. I like things to be...
Yeah, you're OCD about weird things.
Right. But then, and like, so it's odd for me to be going right to left. When I say it out loud and when I think about it, it gives me the heebie-jeebies. I don't know why, but then when I think specifically about the calendar that I see in my head, it makes all the sense in the world.
Yeah, it is. That is interesting that you read right to left.
I don't.
Left to right.
I don't. Just for that.
Yeah. Interesting.
Isn't that weird?
It is weird.
If y'all have an image that comes to your mind, I feel like everyone does.
Well, we saw someone else talking about it on TikTok. Like, somebody else, like, literally,
Really?
It was like weeks later, there was that girl that was like, this is how I see the dates in my head.
That's right. Yeah.
And we were like, wow, that's crazy.
Think about it, you guys, and draw it. DM it to us or tag us in it, because I'm curious. It's wild. We probably had 6 people do it, including us, and we all had a different image that we drew.
Yeah, I want.
It's just nuts.
It is nuts. Following up on the last part that you said about your New Year's resolution and like you putting those in place, to remind me of the book that we've both read, and I've seen people post about it. It's catching more
right above your head.
attention. It is right above my head, called Atomic Habits.
Yes.
And I think that, like, even though we both are very super like goal oriented, and I think, and obviously a New Year's resolution is a goal, it's like we've both, I think, gotten better at, I want to give you some kudos on this.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
Credit to the fact of, like, it's not necessarily about setting the goal, and people that have read the book will obviously understand this. People who haven't, either you can go and get this book, it's like $11 on Amazon, or you can do it my way. You can download there's an app called Headway, and it allows you to, Spark Notes a book. Like, every book's been broken into 8 chapters instead of 20 chapters, and you can get it in 15 minutes, which I really like, and I get the main stuff out of it. I say all that to say I've read this book as well, and you've done a great job of putting systems in place to accomplish those goals. Even if I feel like you've moved closer to them than as if prior, like, let's say last year, where you're just like, I'm going to do this, and then you just kind of like, putter out. And I think that's what happen to most people when they do a New Year's resolution. I think statistically that's what happens. So great job.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, with what? Because I do feel like I've puttered out.
You wake up you still wake up early in the mornings. You still read your devotional. You still journal. You still go and work out in order to, be ready for your shoots. You start
eighth week
of your workouts, and you've stayed consistent with that. And I think that your body, I haven't heard you complain about your hips as much, your back as much, your neck as much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I really needed to hear that.
Yeah.
Because I always feel like I'm not doing enough.
Exactly.
We had a long talk about that last night.
Yep. We did.
Yeah, I really struggle with self-talk, and Jackie gave me a great speech last night about that. So I appreciate you saying that.
Coach Boone.
Because when I think about my New Year's resolutions, I can see the image once again. I can't quite remember everything that was on there. I know there was like a spirituality tab. There was a learner tab. I don't know. Career, finances, whatever. And then I drew out like kind of like what about each of those things that I wanted to develop. And I think the biggest one that I'm feeling like I'm failing myself on is the learner one. Because remember I said at the beginning of the year, like, I really want to be a student again. And the year's not over, and I still have something in the back of my head that I want to do. You know about it.
Yeah.
You can so easily say yeah right now and not know.
I do know.
This fall.
Yes, baby. Okay. I am aware.
I'm sorry, I thought we were having a whole like video thing again.
No.
Annual video.
Starts with the S.
Okay, what does the S start with?
What does the S start with? What you mean?
What are you talking about?
I'm talking. I didn't think we want to talk about it on camera because I didn't want to add any more pressure to you being like, because if it doesn't happen or you don't do it, then it not being like a thing. So I'm trying not to make it a thing. I'm just letting you know that I know.
We'll discuss this off the mic, but we'll post on Wushap's Instagram story whether or not he was correct.
I know I'm correct. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I want to learn. Okay. And I want to learn about the things that I'm really passionate about. I did not go to college because I was pursuing music and acting. And I just... He just whispered in my ear and I have headphones on. But I think I heard.
Okay.
I think I heard. You're right, baby.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I'm considering taking a step in the direction to learning more about something that means everything to me.
Mm-hmm.
So, those are the hints. But that's where I'm at. But as far as like actionable, like right now, things that I want to continue to implement for my New Year's is I know that I wrote down about like how I speak over my life, how I speak over myself, how I speak to you.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that I'm always going to want to be tuned in on. So that's a reset today. The habit stacking, like Atomic Habits speaks about, that's something I want to come back to. I want to get back to my vocal training, like taking time out of my day, like 30 minutes to an hour for warming up my voice and just singing and taking good care of it. But for the most part, this podcast is, really helping with the habit stacking, because having something you do consistently 5 days a week, you can build a lot of habits around that. Like we get up, we tidy, we put our laundry up, we do all that because we have to hang our clothes on a laundry or what? A drying rack.
Yeah.
So in order for it not to be in the video in the past, we would have to fold it. So that became a habit. And so then we're doing laundry every day. We're cleaning up or whatever. I don't know. Just little things that are helping our quality of life.
Yeah, 100%. I feel like we've really moved in that direction, and it's a lot harder. It's a lot easier said than done, right? But I think, like I said, you got to give yourself grace as well.
Yeah. Well, that's the plan.
I love that.
What did we do yesterday?
So yesterday we the highlight was the hammam, and I'll let you explain what the hammam is and all of its glory.
Do you have your phone?
Mm-hmm.
I want to Google it so I can actually say it specifically what it is. But we experienced a Turkish hammam yesterday, and y'all, it was wild.
My stress level's still high.
It shouldn't be after the hammam.
It shouldn't be. I smell great.
So a hammam is a Turkish bath, and it dates back to like the Ottoman era.
Ottoman Empire, yeah. This is like the short blurb on Google.
Okay, let's see. Oh my gosh, you put Hamay. I saw. Can you just give them a brief rundown?
I handed you the phone so you could read off the...
No. Of like what our day was yesterday. I'll tell them about that.
So pretty much we went to this Turkish hammam. Like Lacey said, it's the a Turkish bath.
Well, we went to lunch first.
We did go to lunch first. So we actually went to Soho House Istanbul. And Soho House is one of our, that's one of our spots. So typically we have one in Nashville. I'm a member of the one in Chicago. So that's kind of where I started frequenting it at during the summer, prior to COVID. Anyways, we had our breakfast. We had a slow morning, went to Soho House, and then did the hammam. So I mean, typically, I think we've talked about it, but Istanbul, it takes like anything under 30 minutes is really good. So
traffic is just insane.
Yeah, and traffic on Sundays. Traffic on Sundays it's a good time to be out. So we had a great day. It was super chill, super slow. And like I said, the hammam was unbelievable.
Yeah.
So
I love a repeating date spot. I love having routine and tradition, which is again back to the fact that like creatively and like mentally things are all over the place, but I still thrive in routine. It's weird. I'm just such a contradiction.
There's routine
wrapped in a bow.
There's routine and chaos.
Yeah.
It's called controlled chaos,
I guess. But we went back to Soho House, and we've been going once a week, every week, as our little date spot. Typically, we'll go for breakfast.
Play cards. And just hang. And so yesterday, they didn't have an appointment until 6 p.m. for the hammam. So we went a little bit early, like 2 p.m. To have lunch and just hang out and play cards and stuff, and then walk over to the hammam. I was just gonna say, just because I think this is a cool fact, is that the Soho House in Istanbul is an old,
the old U.S.
the old U.S. embassy. So it has no markings on the outside. It doesn't say Soho House Istanbul. It doesn't say anything. Just outside of the fact it's just these massive archways.
It's
and
stunning.
Yeah, and if you just walk past it, I mean, you would have no idea that there's a pool up top and that there's a terrace on the second floor and all these great
restaurant, hotel,
there's a restaurant there's actually 2 restaurants. There's a restaurant in the back, so it's just a really, really cool spot. And if you guys ever get a chance to check it out, do it, because it's a really, really, really cool spot.
Yeah, we're not like bougie people, but we love Soho House. Well, you might be a little bougie. I'm not bougie.
I like nice spot. I like going, if I'm gonna make the effort to go somewhere and I don't necessarily have to get dressed up super nice and I get to go to a nice spot just in my regular clothes and like a home away from home spot. Yeah, then I'm bougie, because that's the spot.
You rubbed off on me, because I'm now like that, and I feel the same way. I enjoy going to Soho because my phone logs on to the Wi-Fi. The menus all have like
everywhere in the world it logs on.
I know.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. And all the menus have, at least some of the same items. If not, there's like a fluidity through all of them where you just feel like you know what you're gonna get. You know the quality. The atmosphere is always incredible. The decor is always so cozy but beautiful, and the Istanbul one is stunning. Like, it still has a lot of the original like paint on the walls and design, and all of the what's the roof?
Crown molding.
No, the ceiling.
Just all of the the painting, the paintings is the.
This is what y'all get for us doing a morning show. We can't think straight yet, but it's just beautiful. And so we do that once a week, and then we walk to the hammam, and I pulled up. It says that a Turkish hammam is a type of steam bath or a place of public bathing. It's a prominent feature in Turkish culture. It's an indispensable element of Turkish culture, offering relaxing, refreshing time to everyone who visits. Let's see. The traditional hammams, also called Turkish baths, are wet steam baths that developed in the Ottoman Empire after the capture of Constantinople. So basically, in our terms, what it is you're getting bathed by someone. Which it took me the last 6 months to work up to being okay with that. One of the girls from the team, she works for the team. She's a team psychologist. She's like 23, and she grew up in Gaziantep. She's Turkish. Selenay, shout out. She actually sent me a picture this morning of a box of our things that she packed up to send to us, which is just so nice.
This is really nice.
So she was telling us about it as soon as we got to Turkey, and she was like, you have to do it. You have to do it. I'm telling you, it's amazing. And I just kept saying, so wait, do I have to be naked? Like, that's kind of weird. No, like with, the stranger, like, I don't know. It just kind of weirded me out. And that's just so far from Southern culture. I grew up in Louisiana. That's just literally the furthest thing from what we would do. There's just so much modesty. And so, Europe is different in general, but anyway, so you get there, and it was so beautiful, the place we went, the place we chose. And the reason I chose that place is because they have private rooms. So traditionally, everyone would go into a big steam room, and it's like this huge marble room, basically, all of it, and it's just a massive marble stone in the center, and then it's steamy, whatever. And
it's got heated floors, the marble's all heated, so it's not cold marble.
No. And everyone would just go in there nude, and then women would come out and bathe you. And typically there's a certain time slot for women and a time slot for men. And it would be public bathing. And they it's not just bathe you, like they scrub you to the point where some people might be uncomfortable, like as far as like pain wise, but they scrub all the dead skin off you. They basically exfoliate your whole body, and then they put all this really moisturizing stuff on you, so on and so forth, kind of massage your neck, like your feet, whatever. And so that was a lot for me to process for a while. Yesterday we found a place that was private rooms or whatever, so I was like, okay, if it's just Jackie and I feel okay about that. That's like getting a massage, because you get to leave your underwear on. They give you like disposable underwear. And we went in, we had the sweetest girls, and they didn't make it feel weird at all. Like it was just it's just so normal here that it doesn't feel sexualized at all. Like it's just, I don't know. It's just,
I mean, that's just Europe. I feel like Europe is just, not to say like, you know, they're doing anything inappropriate, but I'm saying to the effect of that Europeans are just, I feel like that is their culture. Like when you grow up like that and it's a hammam or it's a you know, you're going to get a massage, whatever the case may be, I feel like when that's just the status quo, and it's like, you know, there is no, I'm sorry about that.
He had an eBay alarm going off. What do you need to buy on eBay?
This is from a long time ago. But yeah, it's just, that's just normal. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing, I don't think there's anything obviously wrong with that. I think it's just, you know, it's a Turkish hammam.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. It just took me wrapping my head around it because I'm not used to it.
Correct. That's what I was.
It's an abnormal new experience for me.
Correct.
But we did it, and it was amazing. So we go in, and first they like give us a bar of soap.
Yeah, they give you like a little hotel soap.
Yeah, and then you wash yourself. They leave you wash yourself, and we're sitting there just like giggling like kids across from each other because we're on opposite sides.
Imagine a 6'9" man in a mankini.
Yeah,
bathing with hotel soap.
I wish so badly I could show y'all the picture of him.
No, you don't.
No, you don't. Panties they gave him. So we do that, and then they came back in and like had us lay down on the big stone. And then they do all the things. They scrub your skin down, and I literally could feel like the dead skin on my skin. It was crazy. How are you feeling today? Do you feel soft?
Super, super soft. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ready to take on the day.
Wow.
Day 1 or May 1st, new skin.
Yeah. Wow.
I'm ready to get after it.
As we shed.
I'm ready to get after it.
The first couple months of the year. Oh, okay. And yesterday was our 7-month anniversary.
Yesterday was our 7-month anniversary. And how did we celebrate? We watched Vanderpump Rules.
No, we didn't. We watched Fool's Gold.
Watched Fool's Gold last night, but then we watched that. And then we watched it the night I got back.
Yeah.
Got you. All of that's kind of blurred into one because it's right when I got back. Okay.
Life with me is just so fun.
Locked
it just
in.
Blurs together.
100%.
Right. But to finish off the hammam, the one thing I thought was so cool and I like want to do for my kids one day is they would fill the sink up with the bubbles of like I don't even know what it was, the scent that we picked, and they would dip a piece of cloth into the bubbles, and the bubbles would stick to the cloth, and they would bring it over to you, and then they would wring the cloth out, and all the bubbles would come off the cloth onto you. It felt like a weighted blanket on me. The bubbles did. It
felt weird because I didn't know what they were doing, and I had my eyes closed.
Same.
I didn't open my eyes. I could not figure out for the life of me what they were doing. I was like, because it did feel like a blanket at first, and I was like, what is that? Anyways, now that makes sense.
It was a cool sensation. So I had the same thought process, and then I opened my eyes because I just had to know.
I just didn't want soap in my eyes. That was the other thing.
Yeah. So it was great. And then after that, they, rinse you off, and then you go in and wait, and then we had a massage.
Yep. And I talked to you about between that you get to go out and just kind of relax for a little, what's supposed to be relaxing time, where you're supposed to kind of drift off and let the
at a spa, a relaxation room, the room you sit in before you go into your treatment, that's what this was.
Yeah. and I was strolling down memory lane with Lacey about my middle school days.
We sit down and it's, quiet. They're playing like spa music. They bring us out a fruit tray and cookies and chai tea, and Jackie's like, so in 3rd grade, I had this crush on this girl that didn't want anything to do with me, and then she ended up going to high school, and then when I was in high school, and then they did this really cool thing in high school where they split us up into groups, and then it really prepared me for college, and then yada yada yada. Oh, and then
you literally butchered.
That's the paraphrasing.
That's the parody phrase.
No.
You just butchered that whole story. But I was talking to you about middle school, and you asked me if my mom was my teacher if my mom taught me in school, and I said she taught me for 5 years, kindergarten through
his mom was a PE
grade.
teacher for 32 years.
And I was telling you about some of the kids I had in my class, because some of those kids, I lived on military base, and some of those kids that I grew up with, what happened as we grew up was pretty crazy. And in those interactions, and then when we left and then we went to different high schools, and that was a massive thing, which we can talk about someday on here, about that whole crazy stuff. But anyways, that's what happened. Not only that I had a crush on some girl in 3rd grade, which I did, and it didn't work out.
He remembers all of these girls' first and last names.
I remember everybody's first and last name.
He does, and I always give him a hard time because I'm like,
because she literally goes yesterday. She goes, I'm just. How do you remember this girl's name from 3rd grade? How do you remember her first and last name? Why you how?
I can't remember anyone's last name, or their first name really either. From school, but I also had a weird childhood. I was in and out of school a lot, so.
That makes sense.
Can I apologize to you for something?
A public apology? I'll never turn one of those down.
So earlier when we were talking about the Soho password, Wi-Fi password, I copped an attitude with you. And I even gave you a face. And I'm sorry.
It's okay. I love you.
I love you too. Seriously, I'm sorry. It was not necessary. It was rude. It was attitudinal. But I also apologize to you about the school stuff last night.
You've been on a roll.
No, I told him, I left
She was
school.
not trying to hear about this while we were trying to relax in the spa.
And I jokingly said that to him, and I said, of all places, this is because we had just sat at lunch for 4 hours, and he wasn't that chatty, and then he couldn't stop. He took me through 3rd grade to his freshman or sophomore year of high school.
You weren't asking the right questions at lunch.
And so, anyways, I had to apologize to him because I was like, I really appreciate that you opened up to me and wanted to share these things about your childhood, and I hope I didn't make you feel shut down by what's the word, like bringing to your attention where we were.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. You got the rest of your life to hear about my 3rd grade trauma.
I think I remember her name now. I'll never forget her first and last name.
Let's not say it just for respect of her, and just if she ever ran across this, like, I don't. Jackie Carmichael still thinks about me. That's all we would need.
Well, to wrap up this podcast,
are you going to discuss Vanderpump?
Oh yeah, we can.
I mean, not if you don't
Honestly,
want. Not if you don't want to.
Episode.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that is the episode that's going to take us to these next 3 that are going to be. It's going to be pretty wild. So I don't know if you want to wait.
What time are we at?
I mean, we're at 39. We got 5 minutes.
I need more than 5 minutes. Can we discuss it tomorrow before the next one comes out?
Okay, we can do that.
Is that a deal?
Sounds good to me.
Because I have so much to say. So if you care at all about Vanderpump Rules,
and we kind of had different differing opinions on one certain part of the episode.
Of course we did.
Of course we did. Of course we did. But I felt like it was really good. It was good in the sense of the discussion we had. Mm-hmm. But the overarching thing, we were both like, "Whoa, this is pretty nuts."
Yeah. So if you want to hear us,
we'll tease this for tomorrow. Yeah.
Tomorrow, then tune in. But as far as today goes, I loved hanging. Yeah. I want to know one thing that you love about turkey beyond the hammam, because we talked about the hammam. Like, what's something Turkish that you really love?
So this is really basic, and I'm sure all my Turkish people that are listening to this podcast will know this, but there's a certain type of like bread, and it's like, it almost is like, looks like a pretzel, and it's got like,
oh, I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about. It's almost
shaped like a bagel,
but it's a circle, and it's got a hole in the middle, and there's this stuff called kaymak, and I always mispronounce it, but it's called kaymak, but I've been told it's kaymak.
Oh my gosh.
Because when I say kaymak, they don't know what I'm talking about. So kaymak. And you mix it with honey. It's cream off of, it's milk cooked. And it's a cream taken off the top of the milk. Turned into what looks like a cream cheese consistency. You mix it with honey. Mm-hmm. And you dip the bread in it.
It's the best.
I could have it for breakfast, lunch, dinner. It doesn't matter. That is by far one of my favorite things. The hospitality here is unbelievable.
Yeah,
I really love Istanbul's hospitality. Yeah, those are like probably my two biggest things, that people are just super, super friendly. And it's like, we live in New York City. Istanbul is probably one of my favorite cities.
There's a million things to
live in, a million things to do here.
A million places to eat.
Yeah, my least favorite thing is the traffic, though.
Yeah, it's brutal.
Bar none. What about you?
Turkish breakfast.
Yeah.
If I had to pick one thing that's my favorite, Turkish breakfast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But two, close second, is like architecture, design.
Yeah, the history.
The dishware. I love the dishware. Like, I want all the trays, all the teacups, but Turkish breakfast is just everything to me. Yeah. Like, it's a dream to me to have a million little plates with sweet and savory options, and you get this huge breakfast for like $10, and chai, Turkish tea. They call it chai. I could drink it all day, every day. It's so good. Yeah.
If you ever want to show off when you're in Istanbul and somebody asks you if you want tea and they assume you're American, but yeah, I'll take chai, and they're like, oh, you've been to Turkey before. Yeah. You know what you're talking about. So
exactly.
There's a little tip, little trick for you.
I love you. Today's been a journey.
I love you too. It's been a journey, and I think this has been our best episode yet.
You think?
So, I think so.
You're so cute.
It's only up from here.
Aw, I love that. Well, right. I'm glad that we had a new set today. We got to experience that with you guys.
Comment on the set as well. Like, subscribe, comment, but comment on the set, because I do want to hear it. Because honestly, I do like this a lot. I'm way more comfortable.
I'm comfortable. My hand's kind of about to fall off, but other than that, I'm great.
See, that's why I had to slouch a little bit.
Yeah.
Which I'm interested how that's going to look on camera.
I can't wait. But we hope you guys have an amazing, amazing Monday. Yeah. Thank you guys for listening or watching. Please like, subscribe, add our podcast to your library so that you don't miss any episodes. Follow us on Instagram. And I'm still working on the TikTok, okay? I had a lot going on this weekend.
Yeah.
Happy 7 months of marriage.
Yes, happy 7 months.
We're doing it.
Yes.
And we will see you guys tomorrow morning.
Yes. See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.